Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. I get comments all the time from people who are like, hey, your garage is super clean, but I am no different than anybody else. You can see here, my workbench is turning into kind of a dumping ground. When I was at SEMA recently, I actually saw Omniwall. This is not sponsored. I actually bought this product. I'm really interested to see how this stuff actually works in practice to help improve some of what you see in terms of the mess. Now, I went to Lowe's a while back and just bought a bunch of this track wall, which is pretty common. What happens a lot of times is I will walk up to this bench and I'll need something, and with the motorcycle being parked over here, I can reach the tape and grab the tape, and I can reach the helmet, grab the helmet, but I always risk dropping something on the bike, which obviously I don't want to do that. I'm just always having to kind of reach over to this area to grab things, and it really just honestly sucks to have to do that. It's great, everything has a spot, but it's all stored way over on the other side of the garage. And I decided I want to be able to access things in this space. So, you know, I'm a huge fan of having the American flag in here. So when I saw this Omniwall with an American flag pattern, I'm like, yeah, I can actually get the best of both worlds, have my flag decor in the garage, but also be able to hang stuff right above the workbench, honestly where it belongs, and that is what we are going to do today. So let's get this thing cleaned up and start hanging up the Omniwall. I haven't folded an American flag probably since elementary school, maybe. I anticipate somebody will drop in the comments to let me know exactly what I did wrong. Keep this safe, not sure what I'll do with it, but definitely want to make sure we hold on to this. You'll see there's a couple holes here in the wall. Those were exploration holes.
That's what a lot of places are like that.
I am considering insulating that wall, also the ceiling, and just making this an easier place to film in the summertime because it is brutal in here. Let's go ahead and I'll show you guys. This actually was already open when it got delivered, so I'm a little bit concerned that maybe these got scuffed up in shipping. There should be 3 total. Oh, it did take so this little corner has a nick on it. That's not ideal, but I believe that's going to be at the top. This was something I wanted to buy myself to give the absolute most independent review that I possibly could. Obviously, purchasing it myself is the best way to do that. This video is not sponsored by anybody other than my wallet. And no, there is not a sponsor behind what my wallet is.
It was all motivated by a sponsorship deal to promote a company's wallet.
Now, a bunch of this stuff is the accessories that we're going to hang up on the wall. So the top cleat has a little offset here in the track. Easy enough. Makes sense. The top is going to hang and kind of go up over top of that. And that's how it attaches. Definitely could not do that twice. There is the laser mark on the bench. And I literally just set that up way back in that corner over here. And first try, eyeballed the center mark on the wall all the way over here. 48 exactly, so halfway, 24 right here. So I just put those rails together to mark and measure the halfway point. So I got a little mark on the rail. All right, we've got. This is what sucks about having this stuff over here. You gotta walk all the way over here to grab it. I know, first world problems. But with all of this stuff, it's all about working smarter, not harder. And a minute saved is a minute earned. All right, we're there. Now let's hang some panels. Paint literally hasn't even dried yet. And the whole point of that is just to get a little bit of dark behind it to cover up some of that white that was kind of shining through. And I am very happy that I did that. That looks so much better, not being able to see the white through there. Now we'll hide my holes in the wall here from the insulation R&D. Pledge allegiance to the peg. Tango, tango, mango. Just automotive style panel trim plugs. Just pop them in the top here. It looks so much better with the gray behind there. I like how they do this. The mechanical fastening is happening to the wall, and then this fastening is more or less just more like alignment and keeping the panels from moving in the future. So as you're pulling stuff off, they're not rattling around and pulling off the wall. Man, on camera, this thing looks pretty killer. Now on to the fun part of actually getting some things organized here. This shelf specifically for the top so that I can put things like grease gun that's hanging over there that doesn't really get used all that often. Get it up and out of my way. These also have the push plugs so that if you get hung up on the shelf, pulling something off, you're not gonna pull the entire shelf down on your head, which if that could happen, it would happen to me. This is why I wasn't super concerned about the scratch up on the top here, because this is all gonna be covered anyways by the shelf. Not super worried about it. There we go. And now something awkward like this grease gun just kind of has its own home up there. I like it already, and I've only got one thing up on there so far. Let's keep going through these accessories. My tape holder. Oh, it's so nice that this stuff doesn't move then. I love this system. Big tape. Other tape. Oh, that's a grinder holder, that's what that is. Grinding. That also opens up a lot more space over there. I think it would be kind of nice to actually continue going that way with the Omniwall. This is always a pain to grab that. We'll get this over here. Oh, beautiful. I had to shed the sweatshirt, getting a little toasty in here. So now that I've got it all installed, it was actually pretty easy to put up, which isn't surprising to me. I do really like these automotive style push pins are really a great way to keep all of these things secure so that when you're pulling these things off, you're pulling tools off, that it's not, the parts and pieces aren't falling off with it, which is something that happens with the Craftsman stuff quite a bit. I'm picking up those off of the ground as I'm pulling something off. These come undone, and the Craftsman stuff is all right, but it's not great for grabbing stuff all the time and having to dig out parts and pieces from behind the bike. It's a huge pain. The tape rolls, I can't tell you the amount of times with the tape rolls that they go rolling down back here, and I'm just drives me nuts. So really ideal to have the drill, the impact, all that stuff, which used to be way back in the corner over there. I say way back, it's like 10 feet, but when you're working on the tabletop here, it's just nice to be able to grab, exactly what it is you're looking for and keep on moving. Now there's only a couple things I need to order here, which is a couple more of these, they call them, I think, belt clip racks. So I can get these tape measures, I'll hang those up over here, and then another one so that these can hang as well, these trays for just miscellaneous parts. I do have some space up here on top of my box where I have some zip ties, pens, markers, things like that. I do need to do a little bit more kind of organizing up there, but I've got all of this stuff in good shape. I'm gonna tell you guys how much I paid for this in a moment, but there's a couple concerns that I had unboxing it. Number one was the finish. The things that I'm slightly concerned about, I'm not worried about any of this stuff here. It's like this stuff that, the metal on the chuck of the drill that I worry about over time as you hang it up here and it's kind of hitting maybe some scratching going on. But this is also still a tool, and I want to make sure that you guys understand that this is not something that I fully expect isn't going to get dinged up over time, because it is, again, it is a tool. Really pretty neat product. So I paid for the 3-panel set here, $139.99. And then all of the accessories, I'll just rattle them off real quick. The belt clip organizer, $11.20. The long hook 2-pack was $12.60. The short hook 12-pack, $15.75. Medium wire hooks, $5.82. The shelf was $25. The grinder holder, $11.20. And a 3-pack of plastic hanging trays, those were $5.25. And I just ordered those because it got me free shipping, and that was kind of the requirement. So $52.45 for the accessories and $185. So $237 total for what you see here. So I think that, you know, just under $250 to have all of this stuff above the workbench at the, you know, ready when I'm working on stuff is just an absolute game changer. Pull you guys out of my Vice tripod. Had the camera wrenched in there. But I'm really happy with the overall garage. Again, I've said this in videos. I did a garage tour video a while back, that it's always a work in progress, especially with the filming that I do out here. I really like to have it clean, but not even just for that. I mean, if you're doing a lot of work in the garage frequently, I highly recommend just keeping it organized. It goes a long way. I was watching that Garage Rescue series on Discovery Channel, Richard Rawlings, and he was doing a tour of a shop. And the shop was just full of like boxes of old car parts. And his point was like, hey, if you haven't needed this in the last year or couple years, you're actually losing valuable space that you could be using for other stuff, or just working more efficiently and making yourself you know, better in that process in general. And that's kind of the way that I view it. So that's why I started doing all of this Craftsman shelving, getting everything organized, the toolbox set up, trying to do it within like a decent budget. And I think that I've done a pretty good job of really putting this garage together for relatively cheapish. None of this was sponsored. I bought all of the toolboxes myself. I bought the workbench myself. This I bought, and I wanted to build this garage out as kind of the what everybody could do without having to need all the resources of, I guess, being in the YouTube space. And that's kind of, I think, maybe one of the last things, aside from maybe running more Omniwall this direction, where I could actually configure. You can see there's a lot of white space on the wall there, which gives you a lot of opportunity to kind of get more stuff there. So that's kind of the problem with the slat wall stuff, is that you're really just stuck with those two elevations of storage. The Omniwall thing, you can really configure it and maximize as much of that wall space as possible, and it looks really, really clean. So that's it, guys. That's my installation and review of Omniwall. Pretty cool stuff. So I took down the regular American flag and kind of in its place kept the American flag theme while also maximizing storage. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. I will see you guys next time.